I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday weekend. I've been mostly working, but I did have off on the 4th of July. And like many of you, I was scrolling along my phone, my social media as I laid by the pool. I was watching my daughter, Julia, swim. She's like a little mermaid, can't get her out of the water. And then I saw this video. I came across this video of a Spanish runner celebrating before she crossed the finish line in the European Athletics Championship. And look at this, right? She's like, oh, I got the flag around my neck, and then boom. Her early celebrating ends up costing her the bronze medal. It kind of reminded me of this race now for the White House. The Trump campaign, it is so close to the finish line, but they still have to remain laser focused, something Joe Biden is simply unable to do these days. Joe Biden's interview with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos did not end up being the Hail Mary the Biden campaign hoped it would be. Biden, as always, looked weak, he looked confused, he was delusional, and adamantly said that he was staying in the race and said he would not take a cognitive test.
Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. Yes, the answer is.
I know your doctor said he consulted with a neurologist. I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
No one said I had to. No one said, they said I'm good.
Joe, you are not good, and the whole world is saying you need to have one. I mean, if I was doing that interview, I would have done an impromptu cognitive test right there and then, just with a couple of questions. If you have a family member that's ever suffered from dementia or Parkinson's, what they do is they ask you about key events in a person's life. So they could have asked Joe, when did your son die? What year did you get married? When were you vice president? Similar to the questions that Special Counsel Robert Hur asked Joe Biden and then ended up saying he was an elderly man with a poor memory. So 4 times during that interview, Stephanopoulos asked Biden about taking a cognitive test. And all Joe did was deflect, and then he started to pivot, and then he continued to spread lies about President Trump over and over again.
Trump is a pathological liar. Trump is, he is. Have you ever seen anything Trump did that benefited somebody else, not him?
Well, how about every single policy Trump ever did for this country? But listen, it's clear Dems are desperate. It's clear the real people running the White House are the two you see right there in the middle there, an admitted drug addict and Joe's first babysitter, I mean Jill Biden. And you're thinking, okay, no way Joe can win now. But I'm here to tell you, never, ever underestimate the level of Trump derangement syndrome out there, especially when it comes to members of the fake news, like Joyless Reed of MSDNC.
Just let me know when you guys are finished figuring it out, Democrats, because I know y'all the freak out people. Go ahead and freak out, have your conversation, and then let me know who I got to vote for to keep Hitler out the White House. That's it. I'm done. Oh, and by the way, if it's Biden in a coma, I'm going to vote for Biden in a coma. I don't even really particularly like the guy. A lot of his policies, don't like him. He's not Donald Trump, right? Yeah, Hitler, White House. We keeping him out.
Wow. Joyless, I think she just said the quiet part out loud. And I'm serious. There are a lot of people out there who feel exactly the way she does. And I'm not even going to address her Hitler comments because it's too ludicrous. But she just said she'd vote for a guy who's in a coma, basically a corpse. The Democrats, they are desperate because they know that if Trump gets back in the White House, their grift, their scam, whatever you want to call it, it is game over. That's why dementia moments like we've been seeing with Joe over and over again are either downplayed or simply not shown by the fake news.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president.
The extraordinary president of the United States, Joe Biden.
Ho, ho, ho.
So you heard in that first clip, I guess Joe is now transgender and transracial. He's now a black woman. Then he got his holidays confused. Ho, 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 Joe, it is Independence Day. He did end up saying Independence Day, but who says ho, ho, ho? Oh, my God. Clearly he misspoke. But he is the president of the United States. This is a national security issue when he misspeaks. Oh, what happens in the meeting? Sorry, didn't mean to launch that nuclear weapon. I misspoke. We are just one misunderstanding away from total catastrophe, guys. Are they going to blame Joe having a cold again for those missteps? Was it past your bedtime, Joe? Biden even told Democratic governors at the White House that he just needs more sleep and that he can't be holding events after 8 p.m. You know, the debate was at 9 p.m. Eastern. Because, of course, Joe, nothing happens after 8 p.m. Joe Biden, he can no longer be trusted to ride a bicycle anymore. He can't go up or down stairs anymore. They have the short stairs now, Air Force One. He can't even get ice cream on his own. Never mind hold meetings with anyone because he makes zero sense when he speaks off the cuff.
The man is a congenital liar. As I said, they pointed out in that debate he lied 27, 28 times. I'm the most qualified person to beat him, and I know how to get things done.
Congenital liar? At this point, Joe is like a worn-down racehorse that simply needs to be put to pasture. Go off and graze and enjoy your golden years off into the sunset. And the fake news media, though, if you think about this, they have been complicit in this cover-up for years now. This is worse than Russia, the pandemic, January 6th. I'm going to even say even Watergate. But now, all of a sudden, the fake news, they are straying away from the Biden regime talking points.
I mean, I really like President Biden, but man, the country wants something new. Let them have it.
I have spoken to some top Democrats who say that there would actually be relief if he were to step down.
And he turned in a performance like that. Would any corporation in America, any Fortune 500 corporation in America, keep him on as CEO?
It is not honest to say that this is just one night.
What do they know about honesty? That's why real media, like Newsmax, matters now more than ever, because we have been telling the truth about Joe for years, telling the world, all of us here in studio and even at the White House.
49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
American voters who are telling pollsters repeatedly for years now that they have serious concerns about this president's cognitive fitness are being misled by cheap fake videos? Is that
I'm saying that there have been, in recent weeks, there have been cheap fake videos that have been fact-checked.
We would invite the president to come here and tell us that directly.
Noted, Kelly.
But if he's awake.
That's inappropriate.
As you heard from your colleague, the president of the WHA, that's inappropriate.
If he's awake, that quip all too real, because we do know Joe Biden takes afternoon naps, and that journalist right there, the guy you heard from, is the one, the only White House correspondent, James Rosen, who has continuously had the courage to call out Joe's mental acuity issues. Listen, we can go on and on and on about how Joe isn't fit for office, poll after poll, policy after policy, clip after clip. But here's one undeniable fact for you. Trump isn't running against Joe Biden. Trump has always been running against the mainstream media. He's always been running against the depraved creatures running Hollywood, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Soroses, and every other elitist machine you could possibly think of. So while the choice is clear that the next man that should be leading this country should be President Trump, a guy with a proven track record who brought us peace and prosperity, do not celebrate just yet, because the fight to make America great again is far from over.